Welcome to today's session on brainstorming. So this is a new topic for you to understand what is it all about, and I think you are more excited on what is this all about. So to start with, in today's context, organizations are interested in team players rather than individual contributors. So during group discussion or brainstorming, the panel evaluates the candidate's potential to be a leader or his ability to work in teams. So remember that many institute or many organization or many corporate companies are typically on the outlook for candidates or students who will inspire to lead and succeed. For that need to be a good team player. So to be improved on group discussion, brainstorming technique can be used. So we saw brainstorming, this will add to a value on how to do group discussion more better if you try to explore on brainstorming. So I'll move on to the slide. So we'll see, understand first what is brainstorming concept is all about. So brainstorming is a group activity, it's more creative technique by which efforts are made to find a conclusion for a specific problem by gathering a list of ideas spontaneously contributed by its members. In other words, brainstorming is a situation where a group of people meet to generate new ideas and solutions around a specific domain of interest by removing inhibitions. People are able to think more freely and they can suggest as many spontaneous new ideas as possible. All the ideas are noted down without any criticism, and after the brainstorming sessions, the ideas are evaluated. So this is all about concept called as brainstorming. So I'll move to the next slide. It's about the types of brainstorming. So here we have two types. So first is the individual brainstorming and the next one is a group brainstorming. So individual is, as a person, I need to brainstorm and arrive at a particular problem solution, and I use my creative ideas on my own. So here my ideas are free, so I don't have to depend on anybody to give their ideas onto it. But then when it comes to group, it can be 8 to 10 of members in a group, or it can run around to 20 members. So it is like a group, so they will give multiple ideas and more creative ideas are given to the particular problem. So let's take into the next slide of the next slide is about analytical brainstorming. So under here we have something called as analytical brainstorming. So look, what is this analytical brainstorming? So it's not a type, it's like the way or the methodology to approach brainstorming. So when brainstorming focuses on problem solving, it can be useful to analyze problems with tools that lead to creative solutions. Analytical brainstorming is something related to easily for most people because it can draw or idea generation skills that have been already built in your college and in workplace. So the first one here is about mind mapping. I hope many of you know what is mind mapping is all about. It's a visual tool for enhancing the brainstorming process. In an essence, like, to put it forward, you are drawing a picture of the relationship between the ideas. Starting writing down your own goal or challenge and ask the participant to think of related issues. So for example, I will give you a very frank example which is the most hot happening topic is like to create awareness of novel coronavirus. So I'm just giving you an example of how to bring about ideas on this particular novel coronavirus, which is a trending one happening here. So people will start writing their own views in the particular members of the group and they start doing it. So this is about mind mapping. Then comes reverse brainstorming. So when it comes to reverse brainstorming, it's like an ordinary brainstorming asking participant to solve problems. Reverse brainstorming asks like participant to come up with great ways to cause a problem. Start with a problem and ask how could this be cause it, or once you have a list of great ways to create problems, you have already started solving them. So this is called as the reverse brainstorming. And next comes the 5 whys. Like we use why, like see, for example, why is this happening and why does this happen. So you continue this process for 5 times and it helps you to dig more deeper and each time you will have to come out to the root of this issue. So that is why we use this 5 whys. And then comes the SWOT analysis. So under SWOT analysis, we it's about like strength, weakness, opportunities and threats. So we have already done this in many of the sessions. If you have not done it, we will also help you throughout in the classroom sessions. So here you have like when you have projects or any ventures that is taking, so there you use this SWOT analysis for collaborative analysis. And then comes star busting. So what is this all about? It's a star kind of a shape. It has 6 points on the star. So at the center of the star, write the challenge or opportunity you are facing. At each point of the star, write one of the word following, like who, what, where, when, why, and how. So use these words to generate questions. So who is the happiest clients, or what do you do with the clients, or how do you use it? So all these things that you are using. So all this is called as star busting. So it is in the form of a star shape, and at the end points you write all this. So these are the different ways are there. I've used only 5 here to make you understand on the analytical brainstorming. Okay, moving to the next slide. We go into the process. So when it comes to brainstorming process, we have a couple of process. So you have the numbers here from 1 to 8. So here it is divided into 2 parts. The first 4 is all about presenting the problem, and from 5 to 8 is like guiding the discussion. So when it comes to presenting the problem, it's like clearly define the problem. It's like lay out the criteria that you must meet, give plenty of time for people to start on the session, write down as much as on your own ideas. And the next part is the later part is about the guiding the discussion. Like after sharing ideas, start a discussion to develop other people's idea and use them for a new creative ideas. So welcome creative ideas and encourage them. So that's how we get more ideas on brainstorming. So that's why that is the objective actually for brainstorming. So this is the whole process. So I've put it short for you and I've explained it for you very shortly. Okay, so the next slide is all about the benefits of brainstorming. So we have why do we do and what is the outcome out of it. So it is done for a large number of people, and to create ideas in a very short time. Say supposing 50 people in a room, it has been put up, and a problem is given out and they have to give out with a solution. So each participant has the opportunity to write or to speak. Either you can write and give it, or you have to speak it out. And then comes active participation is stimulated for the next activity. So after this brainstorming, there is another decision that can be made out of it. So, and at the end it only gives a valuable feedback and not just what is required. So so this is a very useful technique for brainstorming, and it is one of the technique to improve your group discussion as well. So to improve group discussion, you need to get into brainstorming sessions. So students, I hope you have understood the concept of brainstorming, and I hope that there are a lot of ways in which you can crack it. So I have given 5 different ways, so you can use them in your day-to-day life as well. So I hope this video was as useful for you, and thank you so much for watching. All the best, students.